Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world of Wayne, and I've had my 3D printer over here now for just over a week, and I put it out to you good peeps in one of my last videos, is what would you like me to see? Now, as you know, I've been building the Black Holes Vincent robot. That's the first thing that I've decided to do, but I wanted to know, do you want to see my builds, or do you want to see some of the technical sides for it, learning how to get it set up to get the perfect prints? Well, you basically told me you want both, so this video is all about the filament. Now, why do I want to do a video about the filament? Well, I've got some filament here, and as you can see, it's almost run out. As you can see, this is 1.75 white, and this is PLA. Now, PLA stands for polylactic acid. This is basically fermented sugarcane and vegetable products, if you like, and it's pretty good for the environment. The thing with this, though, it is biodegradable, but your best prints are going to come from PLA. Now, PLA is going to need a hot end temperature, or the extruder temperature, at least 200 degrees. And you don't actually need a heated bed, but it is advisable to have a heated bed, and that needs to be at least 60 degrees. Unlike ABS, which you'll see later, the temperatures are going to rocket up with that. Now, just showing you the prints that we did for the black hole. This, as I said, again, is the middle section of the head of Vincent. As you can see, it's very smooth around the outside. I'll show you on that on the close-up camera as well. You can't really see any of the print lines or the layers, and once you've sanded that and primed it, you're not going to see any of that at all. It's a really good material to work with. The trouble is that it's quite light. I found it quite brittle, especially when you're taking off the supports and stuff like that. Price-wise, it's around about the same as the other one I'm going to show you, which is ABS. Now, there's loads of filaments out there. The most popular you're going to see are either PETG, which I'm not going to be reviewing, ABS, which is what's on there at the moment, or PLA. If you want my advice, if you're building something, you're getting started, start with PLA, because we've got enormous problems with the ABS, even though the ABS is giving good prints, and I'm going to explain that in a minute, give you the science behind some things that have happened in it. Since you saw me last time, I'll show you this as well, I printed the ears for Vincent, which are looking just like that, and they're just going to slot into the sides like that. So eventually, once they're primed and painted, I'll be painting each section first and then putting them all together afterwards. But that's PLA. Now, PLA you can get in any colour you want pretty much, but do be careful that it is just PLA you got. I made the mistake in the last week of buying a filament called PLA Flexible. And basically everything I was printing was just bendy all over the place, and it weren't even sticking to the bed properly. Yeah, I realised I made a mistake with that. There are different kinds of PLA, so you've got to be careful with that, especially I can't think why I want to use that flexible one. I suppose to make belts or something like that, but I think if I was using that, I'd have an enormous problem trying to get it to stick to the bed. As a matter of fact, we probably need a glass bed for that one. So just to reiterate, if you're starting in the world of 3D printing, get yourself some proper PLA 1.75mm. That leads me to ABS. Now, this is a video of a print that I've been doing with the ABS at the moment. It's a really good print, and as you can see, it's adhered to the bed really well. The trouble is that I've got a split in it, and this has been caused by warping. Now, the bed temperature has to be a lot hotter than PLA, has to be at least 110 degrees. And the actual extruder temperature has got to be at least 245. So you can imagine the amount of energy that's used to actually make something like I'm making back there is phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I've got an electric guide in the house here, and just this little thing I'm printing here has just cost me £4 in electricity. So to say that's failed, or it looks like it's failed, I've spent £4 on absolutely nothing. And I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you the science behind why I think that's actually done what it's done. I bet you didn't know that I had a science degree, did you? But there you go. I've got my science lab coat on. I'm about to explain ABS to you. Now, ABS stands for acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. I think I've said that right. And I've put a load of gump up here with all big letters, big numbers, and big chemical compositions. It's a difficult material to work from, and I've finished that print that I was doing now, and obviously it has failed. I'm not even going to attempt to repair it because there is just too much going on here. Obviously, this is the top of Vincent's head. So what would happen is, if this was the middle layer, it would be sitting underneath there, I don't know, kind of like that sort of thing. There is another section to go in here to keep it in there, but that's sort of where that's going to be fitting. But obviously this has failed. Now when I printed this, I printed it down like this, and it adhered to the bed really good. So good in fact that I'm probably going to have to get myself another one of these magnetic mats because it made a complete mess of it. But as you can see, this didn't lift up at all. In fact, it actually went through the print all the way for about 2 centimeters here before the failure happened. And I think what happened is, because the bed has to be at 110 degrees, the extruder has to be at 245. There's a lot of heat in there, and the heat is supposed to stop it retracting. Before it got to the point of the failure there, the heat was still able to just actually pass straight through this into the open air. So where we had 110 degrees around about this level, it's obviously dropping as it went further up the print. Now, as the sides started to close in, that restricted the heat from escaping, which is actually heating all of this area up to 110 degrees as well, which is why on top there you can see it's an absolute perfect print. To show you that on the other camera there as well, which means that really if you're going to be printing with ABS and you've got the correct mat and you've got the sticking down and you've got the heats up to temperature, really going to need to be in an enclosure. And I didn't think that was going to cause a problem in here because this room is so hot, and it's actually by a radiator as well. But definitely if it was in an enclosure, the heat rising would actually cause a convection current, keeping more of the actual model exactly the same temperature, which didn't happen here. As I said, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 failure points on here, just on the side there and there. But a bit of stringiness going on there as well, which I mean can come off with filing. But I mean, I may have spent £5 of electricity doing this, but I think it's very good to actually learn from mistakes and errors, and that's one error that I've learned there. So because I haven't got an enclosure for that Ender 3 there, I am only going to be printing in PLA. So that's my decision done. I'm glad I've learned, which means I'm going to have to print this all over again. This took just over a day to print, just this bit here. So we're looking at 2 days to print both sides of this. Oh, that's going to be fun, isn't it? So once again, I'm not saying ABS is a bad thing. I actually think it's a very good thing because it's really hard as well compared to PLA. But if you're going to use it, you need to make sure your temperatures are right, your heat bed's right, and that you have got it enclosed so the convection current will keep a constant heat all throughout the model. But I learned, I make mistakes so you don't have to. There you go. So I'm glad I've made a mistake because I do learn from my mistakes, and it means that you don't have to make mistakes if you're doing the same thing as me as well. So believe me, at the moment I'm going to stick with PLA and save my money. Anyway, I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.